about half the production now in Iraq right now, and we're threatening Iran, and that pushes prices up. It pushes up the concept of supply and demand. But you can't deal with the price of oil without dealing with the supply and demand of dollars. When you devalue the dollar, and the dollar is going down every day, and the further the dollar goes down, the higher the prices of oil going up. We have to understand that.
Senator?
I think it's important to notice how no one wanted to touch the issue of the increase in the cost of gas, and that Ron Paul was glad to give his opinion on it because he understands that issue and is willing to address the nature of the problem. Now, I think the other candidates have an understanding about the rise in the cost of gas, but they are clearly not going to be honest with the American public, since they are trying to target a certain type of voter rather than trying to appeal to the disenfranchised population. Now, I would like to change topics, and I would like all of you to focus on what is the reality of the situation regarding our nation's deficit. Now, this monstrous deficit that our government has created, I think it's important to recognize that it's not going to have to be paid by the generation creating the deficit. The generation that will have to pay for it will be my generation and my children's generation. So my opinion is that if you are between the ages of 18 and 35, or somewhere around there, particularly, you should be paying close attention to the state of our economy and how it will affect yours and your economic prosperity and your children's. Do you want to have to pay down the debt being created today for the rest of your life through taxes and inflation? Do you want your children to have to pay for what this administration has created? I guess those are some questions that we're all going to have to face. Now, here's a quote from Ron Paul regarding deficits. Deficits mean future tax increases, pure and simple. Deficit spending should be viewed as a tax on future generations, and politicians who create deficits should be exposed as tax hikers. Now I'd like to go to a clip of Ron Paul after the debate. I hope you enjoy watching this and pay close attention at how not only will Ron Paul answer any question thrown at him, notice how he does not need scripted answers that are based on what is popular today. I think that's something that we see Hillary Clinton do a lot. Ron Paul's message has stayed consistent and is intended to unite America and not divide us.
I'll walk you in here so at least we can see.
Great job with the debate.
How are you?
Good. I wanted to ask you, can you talk about how important it is for young people to care about Social Security right more?
Obviously, they have to care because it won't be there when they retire if we don't do something about it. That's why I want to offer a chance for the young people to get out. The only way you can get them out of Social Security is you got to stop spending that $1 trillion overseas that we've been spending. Let the kids get out, and they want out. Believe me, I get my loudest cheers on that. And it just is not viable the way it is now.
Congressman, on the Obama question, bottom line, do you have more in common with Barack Obama or with the other Republicans in this race?
Well, I have more in common with the Republican platform. I just think I don't have as much in common with my other colleagues because they don't follow our platform of limited government. So there's the problem. There's the disconnect. So it's not me being disconnected from my colleagues as much as they're disconnected from our platform and our Constitution.
So the answer to that is basically yes, that if you look at it in terms of candidates, not the platform, your positions on balance, despite the disagreements, are closer to those of Barack Obama than to those other candidates.
We have a lot of similarities and we attract the same kind of people, and like I said in the debate, it's probably because our ages are the same and the young people come to us, you know. But no, very seriously, there is an appeal to the young people that he has attracted as well as I do. So there, and I mentioned, I was quite willing to mention in the debate, there are a lot of similarities.
You changed parties from Libertarian. Do you think maybe you should have changed to the Democratic Party and gotten in those primaries?
I haven't considered that yet, even though I had that suggestion, but it also means I'm a candidate that has a broad base. And if I am to appeal across the board, yes, it would be a great deal of appeal for Democrats, Independents, Republicans, and the disenchanted.
Are you in this for the duration through all the primaries?
I'm in it as long as my supporters want me to be in it, and they finance the campaign, and they do that all spontaneously.
You got the money to stay in for the duration. Is that your intention?
It looks like their enthusiasm is building every single day. Now, if I only can get Fox to agree to get me in their debate so I can keep this momentum going.
How did you get in the debate tonight? How did that end up happening?
Well, they were reasonably at it, and they said they would, but here I'm not in tomorrow night, and they say I'm not credible, but the party has defended me here.
Why is Fox keeping you out of the debate?
Fox has to answer that. It's pure speculation, but obviously they don't want
Do you think that Fox, there have been some charges that they've been citing with Rudy Giuliani? You can tell from your coverage. You think that's true?
I don't know that, but we had heard a rumor that somebody said that they wouldn't have heard.
That one of the candidates.
That's what I heard. I cannot care about that.
But just on a speculative basis, who have you heard that is, even without verification?
I cannot answer because I don't know anything more than a rumor.
Democrats, when they came on stage afterwards,
rumors, you know.
What did you say to them?
Rumors are
What did you say to
Let's just finish on this because you've been very straight. We know you're not saying it's an accomplished fact that this candidate objected, but which candidate did you hear was objecting?
I never heard. Oh no, I never did hear.
One.
So that's why it's.
We need to move to the side.
I'm sorry.
Just one quick question. When the Democrats came on stage after the debate, who did you talk to?
Oh, I talked to shook hands, and most everything was hello. And I was very pleased with my conversation with Bill Richardson.
Oh yeah.
I had not met him personally. I like what he has been saying on foreign policy, and he was very complimentary, and it was a very friendly conversation, so I enjoyed that.
Did you give him any advice for his debate?
No, I don't give him advice. It was just pretty cordial.
Okay,
It wasn't political.
Carson, it's true that you don't think healthcare is a right.
Right? People have a right to their life and their liberty, and they have a right to pursue their happiness. They should have a right to keep what they own.
They have a right to life, but they don't have a right to be healthy.
No, but you might have a right to an automobile. You can't work without an automobile. If you don't have a house, you can't live. You have a right to a house. You have a right to work.